Good morning. Welcome to lesson 92. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. The idea for today is an extension of the previous one. You do not think of light in terms of strength and darkness in terms of weakness. That is because your idea of what seeing means is tied up with the body and its eyes and brain. Thus, you believe you can change what you see by putting little bits of glass in front of your eyes. This is among the many magical beliefs that come from the conviction you are a body and the body's eyes can see. You also believe the body's brain can think. If you but understood the nature of thought, you could but laugh at this insane idea. It is as if you thought you held the match that lights the sun and gives it all its warmth, or that you held the world within your hand, securely bound until you let it go. Yet this is no more foolish than to believe the body's eyes can see, the brain can think. It is God's strength in you that is the light in which you see, as it is His mind with which you think. His strength denies your weakness. It is your weakness that sees through the body's eyes, peering about in darkness to behold the likeness of itself. The small, the weak, the sickly and the dying, those in need, the helpless and afraid, the sad, the poor, the starving, and the joyless. These are seen through eyes that cannot see and cannot bless. Strength overlooks these things by seeing past appearances. It keeps its steady gaze upon the light that lies beyond them. It unites with light, of which it is part. It sees itself. It brings the light in which yourself, your higher self, appears. In darkness, you perceive a self that is not there. Strength is the truth about you. Weakness is an idol falsely worshipped and adored that strength may be dispelled and darkness rule where God appointed that there should be light. Strength comes from truth and shines with light its source has given it. Weakness reflects the darkness of its maker. It is sick and looks on sickness, which is like itself. Truth is a savior and can only will for happiness and peace for everyone. It gives its strength to everyone who asks in limitless supply. It sees that lack in anyone would be lack in all, and so it gives its light that all may see and benefit as one. Its strength is shared, that it may bring to all the miracle in which they will unite in purpose and forgiveness and in love. Weakness, which looks in darkness, cannot see a purpose in forgiveness and in love. It sees all others different from itself and nothing in the world that it would share. It judges and condemns, but does not love. In darkness, it remains to hide itself and dreams that it is strong and conquering, a victor over limitations that grow, but in darkness to enormous size. It fears and it attacks and hates itself, and darkness covers everything it sees, leaving its dreams as fearful as itself. No miracles are here, but only hate. It separates itself from what it sees, while light and strength perceive themselves as one. The light of strength is not the light you see. It does not change and flicker and go out. It does not shift from night to day and back to darkness till the morning comes again. The light of strength is constant, sure as love, forever glad to give itself away, because it cannot give but to itself. No one can ask in vain to share its light and sight, and no one who enters its abode can leave without a miracle before his eyes and strength and light abiding in his heart. The strength in you will offer you the light and guide your seeing so you do not dwell on idle shadows that the body's eyes provide for self-deception. Strength and light unite in you, and where they meet, your higher self stands ready to embrace you as its own. Such is the meeting place we try today to find and rest in. For the peace of God is where your higher self, his Son, is waiting now to meet itself again and be as one. Let us give 20 minutes twice today to join this meeting. Let yourself be brought unto yourself. Its strength will be the light in which the gift of sight is given you. Leave then the dark a little while today, and we will practice seeing in light, closing the body's eyes and asking truth to show us how to find the meeting place of self and higher self, where light and strength are one. Morning and evening we will practice thus. After the morning meeting, we will use the day in preparation for the time at night when we will meet again in trust. Let us repeat as often as we can the idea for today and recognize that we are being introduced to sight and led away from darkness to the light where only miracles can be perceived. Such a great lesson. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. And when we understand that it is not through the body's eyes that we see things, it is how we understand that our perceptions about something can change. And when they change, it completely changes everything that we see because we're not looking from that perspective of fear. And it is definitely a sensation. It is a feeling that washes over us. And so if you've ever if you've been in love with someone, I guess, for lack of a better example, and we often get caught up in how we look to another person. But if you've ever been in love and that person has come in dirty or grungy or not their perfect self, and you look at them and there is so much love because you can see through the dirt and the grime and, the smudges, and you see the love that's there. I think about times when my husband has done some work on my car for no apparent reason other than he loves me. He's been out in the backyard doing all kinds of work, or he comes in from a day of work and he's just done a bunch of physical work and he's dirty physically. And, we talk about going out to dinner and he doesn't want to go anywhere looking like that. And the love and the caring and the willingness for him to do anything, that's the light of love. That's the moment where miracles can be seen. And oftentimes what happens is it's those critical moments when we are seeing the body again non-functional or wounded or super sick, that we pray for that miracle and we are willing to see things completely differently. We're willing to drop what we think we see so that something else can happen. Those are the moments that we stop stumbling around in the dark and are willing to see through the light. And the only thing that happens in those moments is that we change our perspective. We stop thinking we are a body and we understand for one brief moment that we are something much more. And many people who are not what they would consider spiritual or religious said they had a come to Jesus moment. Well, those are the moments when the darkness is so overpowering and there's that one spot within us that knows this can't be true, that we call on Jesus, that we call on the light. And those are the moments that miracles can happen, because then we can actually see with our true eyes, we can see with our true sight, and we can see the light, and we can accept the strength that lies within us to defy the laws of physics, to defy the laws of this world, and create miracles. And sometimes that is simply seeing love where we couldn't see it before. Let me see what Tina has to say today. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. There are, of course, resistances to this lesson, because you have been told, indeed, that the eyes are what see. But the eyes are the mechanisms by which the ego brings its dark, separated world to you. It brings it to you because you want it. You all came here to explore the idols and the ego's playground. You chose what you see here. You chose separation. You chose bodies. You chose your idols. Most of you know these things do not please you. They do not make you happy. In fact, they prove your belief in separation and idols. As you go through your incarnation, you become less enamored with the world. You become less enamored with the body. As you awaken in this incarnation, you understand what you believe about the world and what you see. If you go into the world as a cynic who believes in death, that is what your eyes bring to you. Conversely, if you go into the world focusing on miracles, that is what you bring to yourself. You are the perceiver. You decide what you experience and what you see. You are truly the creator of the vision of what the physical body's eyes see. This is why things being with no spiritual practice, this is why those beings with no spiritual practice are afraid when they look around the world. They are scared, disillusioned, sad, depressed, and angry because they believe in the body's eyes. They see the result of the ego's playground, and it's not a pretty sight. For those of you doing these lessons, you see the beauty in everyone. You see the light behind the dysfunctional behavior. You become able to forgive and offer love. In that vision, you create miracles. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and we will see you again tomorrow. I have been blessed to be able to see beyond dysfunctional behavior for many years now, because I was able to look finally beyond my own dysfunctional behavior and learn from it. And when I was able to see beyond my own dysfunction, I was able to see that in others. And seeing the light in other people is a gift in seeing it in ourselves, but perceiving situations from that vantage point of light rather than darkness is incredible, because everything becomes an opportunity to learn something. Everything becomes a gift in some fashion. Now, it doesn't mean that we are being given stuff. The gifts that I receive are often not phones or money or whatever, although they come. But the greatest gifts that I receive are the opportunities and the ability to see a situation that feels painful, that feels scary, that feels dark, and see the opportunity to learn from it and to see where I have created it. And so I encourage you today to just, when you have a moment of grievances or a moment of a negative reaction, pause and choose the light. Choose to see this from your vantage point of your strength rather than from the weakness and the separation that you have been looking at it from until now, perhaps. It will change everything. And when we can begin to learn from those dark moments, we understand that there are purposes in those dark moments. They simply give us an opportunity to choose with our free will the light. Stand in your light today. Stand in your strength today and be the creator and the receiver of miracles. Have a great day, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.